The winner for most racist comic of 2023 is Dynamite Comics Victory number 3.
Now available in paperback and e-readers. E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.
Better get the cool slow, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue.
And the winner for most racist comic of 2023 is Dynamite Comics Victory number 3. Now, the people at Dynamite Comics make the Victory character to say that she's a woman who made bad decisions, but I have to say editorial made a bad decision by approving this comic for publication. Now, in my previous review of Dynamite Comics Victory number 1, I asked the question, how many racist stereotypes can you put into a single issue of a comic book? And Dynamite Comics Victory number 1 basically did set a record for number of stereotypes, including alphabet black female heroine who comes from an abusive home, and also put her in a dead-end job, and also went out here and promoted the stereotype of desexualizing her by putting her in a dowdy-looking jumpsuit. So that book basically had at least 6 or 7 stereotypes, and as this series has gone on, it shows that it is one of the worst comics I've ever seen featuring a black heroine. Now, this third issue of Dynamite Comics Victory continues to go out here and pull a bait and switch by giving you multiple variant covers featuring decent art on the covers. And this third variant has a fantastic piece of art, but as we go in from the covers to the interior, we get baited and switched with some of the worst art I've ever seen in a Dynamite comic since John Wick number 2, which looked more like chicken scratch than a comic book, and made me for the first time question the declining standards at Dynamite Comics. Now, Dynamite Comics at one time was a place of high-quality comics like Vampirella, Red Sonja, Doc Savage, and even the Hack Slash vs. Vampirella books, which were absolutely fantastic and exceptionally well done, but it seems like there's a clear decline in standards at Dynamite, because lately I've been seeing books with some unfinished art and really uninspired art, and clearly showing me that there's a problem with the standards as related to the art, because if we look at this page with the credits for the book, the art looks really terrible and uninspired, and it gets even worse as we get into this third issue. Now, this third issue of Victory gives us another look at Victoria May Harris's past life as she's swirling it up with this Vanilla Ice looking white boy. And as she's swirling it up with this Vanilla Ice looking white boy, it looks like they're about to go out here and get busy, and she asks the question, does he love her? And he goes out here and does what every teenager does and try not to answer that question because he's just trying to get the draws. And as this whole sequence in this van, which we would have been rocking if the writer knew how to knock and write a decent story, what we get is Victoria May Harris leaving the van, and as she's leaving the van, we get an image of Victoria May Harris that really isn't showing her as attractive, again, showing the racism of Dynamite Comics. And you want to go out here and present a black teenager in a comic, but she's not going to be as attractive as Vampirella or Red Sonja. This is something that many comic publishers go out here and do. What they do is, they'll add a black character for diversity passively, but aggressively what they'll do is make her extremely unattractive. And what they do with teenage Victoria May Harris is make her all masculinized and basically give her a nappy head to make her appear to be unattractive overall, as she's swirling it up with the white boy. And as she's swirling it up with the white boy, he goes out here and puts hands on her. And that's when she decides to put hands on him. And This was supposed to be her standing up for herself, as she's standing up to this white boy who she was swirling with, and going out here again, breathing brand new lives into stereotypes about the masculine, aggressive black woman. This is what we're shown as Victoria May Harris's early life, as related to more of the abuse she suffered, and that leads to her dealing with more abuse as this comic goes on, and they put her in again yet another green jumpsuit, something they would not do to Vampirella or Red Sonja, because when they're out here trying to sell their sexy white heroines, they go out here and have them out here in their little skimpy outfits. But with the black heroine, they go out here and try to find ways to minimize her sexiness and attractiveness so that the white girls can stand out and she can fade into the background. And in this book, we see that she's dealing with more abuse as related to more bad decisions as related to this demon ring. And as she's doing this, this guy is basically beating her up and tosses her into Gabriel the Angel, who is Gabriel, and I won't really go too far into it, and the shape-shifting demon who are supposed to be looking out for her. Now, as this is going on, what we have is Victory getting into this fight, and what is this right here with her eyes? I mean, this again just shows how terrible the art is, and just shows how this artist really doesn't care as related to the panels they're presenting. I mean, the art here just feels so terrible. I mean, look at this background over here with these background characters. Again, this isn't even sketched out and formed. I mean, this art is absolutely terrible overall. And it just looks, again, just like nobody really cared about this book at all. I mean, look at this art. It's like they didn't try at all. And as this is going on, we have Victoria May Harris then going there to this place before, which you're getting a flashback, where she's getting another green jumpsuit, again, to cover up all of that black beauty. And she's talking to Lucifer, the devil. And this Lucifer is talking about why he needs the ring. And he also talks about this woman who wants the ring, who is Belilah, who wants this ring. And she wants this ring, and she wants it so that she can go out here and do something with the universe. And we get the ultimate racist jab as related to this ring. And it says it gives strength to those who are weak and otherwise unworthy of power. And this is the pimp slap that Dynamite Comics gives to black readers in saying that, oh, the black character is going to be given this ring, which is given to those who are weak and otherwise unworthy of power. And that is an insult to every black Dynamite reader, including myself, because you're basically saying that a black character is incapable of wielding power, incapable of being on the same level of a heroine like a Vampirella, a Red Sonja, or even a Pat Savage, and saying that a black person is completely incompetent, so they have to get this ring in order to get power, because black people cannot go out here and handle power. Again, this is a middle finger thrown up at black people with this Five Below Jane Stewart. I mean, this is an insult to black people to say, oh, the black person gets a power ring because they are incapable of handling power. This is a statement that many white racists go out here and make as related to black people, and that's what the big turn as related to plot for Victory. And again, this art, I mean, oh my goodness, look at this art. It just is so painful to see such poor quality as related to this art. And I'm sitting there wondering, years ago, people at Dynamite Comics contacted me and asked me to submit a sample, and I guarantee you I could write a way better story than this featuring their characters, because I did a plot similar to this in a book I did called Esteem Demons Anonymous, and you can get that book on Smashwords for free right now. And I did a way better story than this, featuring demons and talking about dealing with demons, and also did a better job with Lucifer than what is presented here in the pages of Esteem Demons Anonymous and in Esteem, the entire Esteem series, where I show you an overall arc of the Esteem character changing. I mean, this Victory comic is just hot garbage, and I sit there and I look at how bad this book is and wonder what it'd be like if Dynamite would have actually contacted me and hired me to go out here and write the Victory story for them, because this whole ending basically reminds me of Mabel King from The Wiz when the no bad news sequence. Again, you got Belilah, who basically looking like Mabel King with a bad weave from The Wiz, and this writer basically showing me that they really do not know anything about black people or black culture and know absolutely nothing about black life. You create a black heroine which is filled with stereotypes. I mean, David Walker clearly shows me he knows absolutely nothing about black people with this Victory comic. And this Victory comic is a big L for Dynamite Comics because it's the absolutely worst writing and the worst art. I mean, Brett Waddell should never be allowed to ever work for another comic company because this is some of the worst art I have ever seen. And I've seen better art on Facebook's Comics Artists Seeking Commissions and Comic Writers and Artists Connect. I mean, I've been on those Facebook groups looking for artists for my projects, and I can find a better artist to do a comic than this. Again, this is sad because, again, Dynamite Comics is $1 million corporation, and they're getting low-tier artists like this. I mean, if I could find Antonio Balduri on Facebook to do John Haynes at Death's Door, or I could find a guy like Bill Walko to do Esteem No Good Deed, what's Dynamite's excuse for the poor quality art here on Victory? What's Dynamite Comics' excuse for the poor writing on Victory? Because this Victory is a major loss. It shows a major decline in quality of writing. It shows that Dynamite looks to go out here and sell you a bunch of variant covers, but a bunch of variant covers don't really give you any sort of value as a collectible if you're out here producing interiors that look like hot garbage. Because even if a cover looks just as nice as this, if I don't see an interior to match, I got no reason to buy this book. And I got even less reason to buy this book with all the racist stereotypes in here, presenting me with the ugly, unattractive black woman, trying to, again, asexualize that black woman or just desexualize her or try to minimize her sexuality and her beauty so that she can't stand out. I mean, all of this book does, again, is go out here and degrade black women with numerous racist stereotypes, then insults black readers by saying, oh, this character is so stupid, we had to give her this magic ring because she's so stupid and incompetent that we got to give her a ring to have power. So it's basically like affirmative action. Oh, Vampirella can have powers, Red Sonja can have skills, but because we created this Victory character and we don't know what to do with her, we'll just give her this ring, and the ring will be given to her not because of merit, of skill, but being given to her because we created this token black character, and we're going to express our contempt for this character by saying if she's incompetent and incapable of going out here and fighting the good fight, then we'll just give her this ring, make her a knockoff Jane Stewart, and again, insulting to black people as we listen to her Color Purple style origin, showing me again, like I said before, this guy knows nothing about black people or black life, and this whole series is nothing more than a bunch of stereotypes crammed together, and basically is one of the worst books of 2023, and it's one of the worst books of 2023 because it basically is one big racist stereotype posing as a comic featuring a black heroine. And as a writer of black heroines, I know I could do way better than this. I have done better than this. And you can see better than this if you go out here and pick up any book in the Esteem series, like Demons Anonymous, or Esteem No Good Deed, or Esteem Ascension, or Esteem Goddess of, or Horror of the Hyena Woman. You pick up any of those Esteem books and you'll see that there's a way to do a black heroine, make it fun and entertaining, give you a good look at the whole demon subculture and demon life, and make it a part of a larger overall universe like the SJS Direct universe, there's a way to go out here and tell a great story. But with this Victory story, we see that Dynamite Comics really doesn't know how to write black characters, and it's a shame because all they had to do was go out here and contact me, and I'd go out here and put together a solid script for a black heroine like I do for the ISIS and Esteem series. Now, I just finished the first draft of my first full ISIS comic, ISIS the Beauty Myth, and this comic basically it captures the spirit of the 2013 book, and this book is reading more like a manga than a comic, so I really want to get this comic out here, but I can only do that with your help. So if you guys could head over to the PayPal or the Cash App, that would be greatly appreciated, because that will help me be able to get out the first full SJS Direct comic featuring the Goddess Next Door. Now, if you want to pick up my first full comic featuring John Haynes at Death's Door, you can pick up that comic on Lulu.com right now for the same price it was on the 2022 Kickstarter, and you can find that book by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to pick up Esteem No Good Deed, the first full comic I did with Bill Walko, you can get that comic on Kindle right now for 99 cents, along with all the other books in the SJS Direct universe, like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, and the John Haynes series and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy. And you can also find my other books like Eternal Night, which also features a way better heroine than Victory. You can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And if you want to try out the Esteem series, you can pick up Esteem Demons Anonymous for free on Smashwords right now. That's all I have to say for this comic review roast. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, All That Glitters. The Goddess Next Door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess. The Goddess Next Door must take on the threat of a deadly digital diva driven to destroy the world in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, Revenge of the Cyber Goddess in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.